Today, controversy involving student government and an update on a crime event that happened earlier this month. That's all coming up right here on Spinnaker News. Hello Ospreys, I'm Taylor Johnson. You're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television. Student body president Joseph Turner could be heard saying what sounded like the N-word while encouraging senators to explore the nature trails. He did this as he addressed the entire Senate from behind the podium at the meeting on October 13th. We're about to play the audio from that meeting, but keep in mind that it does contain what some might consider an offensive term. That being said, here it is.
We'll take you out to the baseball field, take you out to the beachfront area, take you out to the nature trail so you see firsthand, if you don't already know what the situation is in some of those areas, so you can make a better decision when it comes time to do that.
On Friday, during a weekly press briefing, Turner addressed the situation. Here's what he had to say.
I heard about that actually the day after it happened, and it got back to me that this is what was being understood that I in any way said. So immediately after hearing that, I listened to the Senate recordings, and I was honestly shocked about what I heard. And to the best of my recollection, I had a nervous hiccup, a nervous tick, and mispronounced nature trails at first, corrected myself. No one from the Senate who was in the room directly brought it to my attention. It was brought indirectly to my attention, and I just had a conversation with one individual who kind of raised the issue a little bit this morning, and we had a very productive conversation, and he understands where I was coming from, and he sees what happened, and I think he adequately understands how apologetic and how sorry I am that that happened and that in any way caused anyone any stress.
The Spinnaker contacted the Office of Equal Opportunity and Diversity at UNF to find out if they're investigating the issue. Director Cheryl Gonzalez said, quote, "We don't discuss anything until it's over," end quote. We have an update on October 7th crime that took place outside the library. According to the UNF Police Department, they were not able to reach a student after a witness reported seeing her driving away with her boyfriend. The boyfriend of the victim gave threats to the witness to not call the police and that he would also be pistol whipped. The victim and the boyfriend drove off, and later the victim couldn't be contacted. The Spinnaker recently contacted the witness who filed the report. He said the victim has been in contact with some of her friends since the incident and said it wasn't that bad. According to the victim's friends, the boyfriend broke her laptop the night of October 7th. He stated she's just in a bad relationship and not helping herself. All right, Ospreys, it's time to see what's going to happen with the weather. Let's toss it over to Alex Krotz.
Hey there, UNF. Hopefully you haven't caught the Monday blues yet. I'm Alex Krotz here with your Spinnaker weather update. Today, expect a few clouds, Ospreys. As you can currently see, the sun is trying to come out to give us a high of 80 degrees with partly sunny skies. And this afternoon at around 3 p.m., there is a 20% chance of rain coming our way until later this evening. Tonight, temperatures will drop down to about 64 degrees, so dust off that jacket if you're planning on being outside later tonight. Thinking about today's surf, keep in mind that there is a moderate risk of rip currents, and according to Surfline, we're looking at poor conditions and small waves from 1 to 2 feet. Well, that's it for today's weather update. Now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Alex. And now for your sports update, the one and only Patrick Lloyd.
Hello, Ospreys. I am Patrick Lloyd here with your Spinnaker Sports Report. We start things off on the court as the volleyball team was in action this weekend. On Friday night, they took on Kennesaw State at the UNF Arena, so let's take a look at those highlights. We start things off here early in the match, and there is the bump from the freshman, and there is the tip from Aaron Edwards, a point for the Ospreys. We go on later into the match. Here is the freshman number 5, Courtney Miller. She will serve the ball over to Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State tries to get it back, but there is the block from Morgan Van Alstyne. Great play from the Ospreys. Later in the match, here's another great play. The bump from Courtney Miller, number 5. The set from Abby Fessel, and the kill from number 9, Cam McGuire. The Ospreys would go on to win the match by a score of 3-1 over their rivals in the ASUN, Kennesaw State. The team was also in action on Saturday as they took on USC Upstate. The match literally came down to the last point, but the Ospreys were still able to snag the win, 3-2. The next time the team is in action is tomorrow night as they travel to Tally to take on Florida A&M. Match time is set for 7 p.m. Well, that is it for sports today, but now let's toss it back on over to Taylor at the desk.
Thanks, Patrick. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News. But for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check out unfspinnaker.com. You can also like the Spinnaker on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Alex Kratz and Patrick Lloyd, I'm Taylor Johnson. Have a great day, UNF.